taking this thing so long. Click. Peace to the family coming in. As you come in, put your city in there. Let's give the people enough time to come up in the room. Family come up in the room. Let's give the people some time to come up in the room. Peace to the family as you come up in the room. Make sure you put your city in the chat. Let's get it. Let's put our city in the room. What city you representing? We got LA in the house. We got LA up in here. I got mommy right now, man. I got a cough. We got Miami in here. We got Indianapolis up in here. Yo, boy, I'm from Philly. Okay. Yeah, Nitro 215 up in here. San Diego, Houston, Texas. We got them pouring in. I want to talk to the family today. We got Detroit in the house, Newark, New Jersey, Palm Bay, Florida. I wish I was in Palm Bay, Florida right now, or San Diego, California. We got Canton, Ohio up in here, right? Definitely Houston, Texas. I want to talk to the people, the family today about this situation with Donald Trump. And I want Neptune, New Jersey, DC up in here, New Orleans. What's going on? New Orleans got New Orleans. I would say New Orleans, Philly, New York, California. They got like the funniest accents ever, man. New Orleans got an accent that's like nobody else's, right? New Orleans and Baltimore. New Orleans and Baltimore have accents that's like nobody. Whenever you somewhere, I would say this, if you hear a New Orleans accent, a Baltimore accent, or a Philly accent, the way we talk, when we say John and Bull, right? Yamin and all that kind of stuff, you can detect us everywhere. LA or California accent, you also can detect, right? But that New Orleans and Baltimore, man, yeah, Indianapolis in the building, LA 213. 213. All right, we allowing people to pile in the room because I want to get at the family today about what Donald Trump said today during Black History Month, and I want to make sure, yeah, that New Orleans accent. I'm telling you, New Orleans, Baltimore, Philadelphia, New York, and California, you could definitely tell. But like when you get to like a lot of Southern, when you from the South, but if you're not from the South, when you hear a lot of Southern accents, sometimes it may be hard to tell the difference. But New Orleans got an accent, and Baltimore is separate from everybody. And then Philadelphia, because of the way we talk and the stuff that we say, right? But like if I'm in South Carolina, I can't really tell the difference accent from North Carolina. Maybe if I'm in Texas and Florida, they may have like a different accent. San Diego is the best. That's right. That's San Diego weather, baby. Baltimore in the house. Tulsa, Houston in the checking in. Yeah, we got them checking in. New Orleans, that's yeah, that New Orleans accent, man. We allow them to get in. Let's get the people in the room before I start. Yeah, that Geechee South Carolina accent, the Geechee South Carolina accent, that Georgia accent, right? H-Town. Y'all gotta mind me, man. I got a cough right now, man, like a serious cough going on. I don't know why. But let's pile in the room. Let's pile the people in the room because I want New Jersey up in here. But I want to talk to the people today about Donald Trump, and I want to tell the family. Do not. I repeat, do not get rocked to sleep by the bullcrap. Do not get rocked to sleep. Yeah, San Diego, baby. San Diego, California is America's finest city. San Diego, I want some of that San Diego weather. I want some of that Florida weather. I want some of that H-Town weather because up here in Philly, it's cold as I don't know what. But I want some of that H-Town San Diego weather, baby. I want some of that Florida weather. Yeah, I need one bad. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let's keep the people piling in the room. Let's keep the people piling in the room. Here I go. My bad. Pile in the room. Let's get them in the room. All right, here I go. I'm back. Oh, man. All right, so I'm going to start. Somebody said it's 80 degrees in Houston right now. Man, it's like 35 degrees in Philly. I just ran up the steps, man. I'm out of breath a little bit. Go to Philly, bro. Yeah, somebody said it's 85. Hey, what's the weather in San Diego right now? It's 80 degrees in New Orleans. God damn. Yeah, I just ate some fresh ginger, man. But I'm dealing with this cough. I'm going to have to get my wife while I'm talking to get me. I don't know. It was right before I went to the stream. All of a sudden, I just got all this phlegm in my throat, man. But 65 in Arizona. Well, it's 35 here in Philly. It's cold. Yeah, Houston is warm. That San Diego weather, that Florida weather. Yeah. It's 80 in Houston. God damn, I'm jealous of y'all, man. Man, they should switch the weather around for we should just get 1 year. God should switch the weather. He should give Houston, San Diego, New Orleans, and Florida, Philly, New York, and DC weather. Y'all should get the East Coast corridor weather, and we should get y'all weather. We should have San Diego weather. We should have San Diego weather and Houston weather for a whole year, and y'all should have Philly and New York City weather. They should just switch the weather around. Yeah, somebody said they out there in t-shirts. I'm in Philly. Well, from Baton Rouge, we had. I'm in Philly, but okay. He said, "Come down south to Texas." No, we want y'all weather. All right, I'm gonna start the show. Let's start the show. I was trying to allow people to get up in the room. This is the thing. Donald Trump said some stuff, to rock black people to sleep, because right now the Republican Party knows that we're upset. They know that we're upset and we're disgruntled with the Democratic Party, and they've been throwing little shots here and there, and they've been echoing foundational Black American talking points. They've been working. They've been at work trying to lure us to sleep. But this is the thing. It's a tolerable season, Florida. Yes, 75. Yeah, man, 75 degrees. The average is 75 in the winter, man. God darn. Y'all hear that, my East Coast brethren? They said the average weather down there in Florida, wherever he at, Florida is like 75. Yo, do you know just last week it was 8 degrees here in Philly? 8. It was 8 degrees for like 3 weeks straight. And we had a big hold on, y'all think I'm playing? Watch this. We had this, y'all. We had this. Hold on. Look, y'all, look. That was 3 weeks ago in Philly. We was plastered in snow. That was 3 weeks ago. That's how much snow we had. Hold on, wait. I'm gonna show y'all one more thing before we get off into this thing, man. Y'all be thinking I be playing. We was plastered in a whole bunch. We was plastered in a whole bunch of snow, man. Very, very, very depressing. Look at this, y'all. Hold on, look at this. This is a snow mountain that they made. That's a snow mountain that they made. They took all the snow, the city, and took it out to the park and just made a big ass snow mountain. Now, if you live in Houston, New Orleans, San Diego, you can't even imagine nothing like that. You can't even imagine. Yeah, Baltimore too. Baltimore, listen, Baltimore is our sister city. They right down the street from us, man. Baltimore get everything we get. The only difference between Baltimore and Philly is they talk different from us. That's it. Baltimore look just like West Philly. The whole city. The whole city. Right. All right. So let's get off into the show. Let's get off into the show. We got 200 people in the room. Let's get off into the show. That's what I was waiting for. Okay, now, so what I'm saying is this, right? Y'all don't want to be rocked to sleep by this Donald Trump stuff, right? Y'all don't want to be rocked to sleep by this Donald Trump stuff. We know that we met at the Democratic Party. We get it. We know that the Democratic Party support this immigration stuff. We know that the Democrats support the trans stuff. We know that the Democrats support funding for these illegals. Detroit in the house, right? They say Los Angeles snow and the beast the same day, right? We know that we got all that, right? We know that. But what I want you to understand is, as FBAs, what we have to do is we have to be in the middle. And we have to say, listen, this is our stance. This is what we're standing on. And we only rocking with the people that meet our demands. If you want to have an all-inclusive society and you want to put these immigrants over our accomplishments and don't recognize our accomplishments, we ain't rocking with you. But I want y'all to listen. We ain't rocking with you. You're not an ally to us. If that's something that you want to do, right? But hold on. Wait a minute. Let me make sure. Make sure I got this. Hold on. I gotta make sure my folks is up in here. Hold on 1 second. All right. One second. Give me a second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Because we can't be bamboozled and tricked, right? Because I'm gonna tell you what they do. The Democrats and Republicans think that we're stupid. They think that we're unintelligent. They think that they can just move us around from one party to the next and we'll just go for it. This is what they do. They think that we just want to be okay. Okay, so the Democrats, they fell on their promises, so we just run over to the Republicans, right? And they think that we just want to run over there to them for nothing. No, we're not going for that. We already know we had failed promises from the Republicans for many years. We already know the Democrats, who's always been that way, and the Republicans, right? We know how they get down. But this is the thing. We have to stand tall and diligent on what it is that we're asking for and what it is that we want. Now, what I told you guys, we got to do things in dignity in class, and I bring you guys into the classroom. Charlotte in the building. I bring you guys into the classroom all the time because I want you to be educated on conversations and how to move. You can't allow the enemy to be more educated on your story than you should be, right? We can't have that. So let's see. Let's go. So what I want to do, now that we got 300 people in the room, I want to share the screen because we're not going to be here a long, long time. I want to share the screen and I want to get off into what was said, right, at this event. I want to get off into what was said, and I want you guys to pay attention to the hypocrisy. And I want you guys listen, because what they're trying to do now, they're attempting to do is get our vote. They want our vote because they think that we're ignorant, they think that we're stupid. And if they can cater to the things that we're desiring, right, with words but not with actions, they can get us to come over to the Democratic Party and they can get that young vote, 18 to 24, they can get that young vote on their side because they know that we're disgruntled with the Democratic Party. But make no mistake about it, these ain't our friends, and I'm going to prove it to you today.
We are living under the administration of the greatest president in our lifetime. And we have the hottest country in our lifetime. And I want to make sure the mainstream media knows this because you represent the people who basically counter what the mainstream media has done. President Trump was the president who fully funded historically black colleges and universities. President Trump took the lead and performed.
Now, one thing about Trump loves people to laud him. Trump loves people to come in and say good things about him to make him feel good, right? But that don't mean that everything that they're saying is the truth, right? We're not falling for that. That dude right there is a raccoon. We're not falling for that, right? Trump loves people to praise him, right? To praise him.
Criminal justice reform. President Trump made sure that we had opportunity zones. Let me close by saying this. This country is at a crossroads, and we have the right president at the right time. And if you want school choice, like I know you do, President Trump wants it. If you want a law and order society and secure border, President Trump wants it.
A law and order society, what does that mean? A law and order society means that what you want to do is bring your Gestapo in and beat up black communities. Like, you're not putting resources into those communities to help clean up those communities that's been severely disenfranchised. You come in and you say you got rid of DEI and you want to put things in on their own merit, right? People get in on their own merit. But who's the judge of who gets in on their own merit when you ran, your whole campaign was ran off of racism. It was ran off of MAGA. It was ran off of people who think that we're less than. Right? Now, me saying this don't mean I support the Democrats, because the Democrats was just as worse, using programs to rock you to sleep to keep you in the perpetual tailspin of less than and lack while replacing you with immigrants, right? But make no mistake about it. These people you expecting to judge you on your own merit, these are racist people. These are not people that's going to judge you properly and correctly and the right way. No, we don't have no friends, as Dr. John Henry Clark told us, or allies.
And more importantly, I say this because this is the greatest country on the planet. American citizens should decide American election. Vote for the Say That.
Hold
on. To a few notes during this.
How are you?
Nice to see you. And just a few notes. During this month, we honor the tremendous history of the African Americans throughout our country, throughout the world, if you really think about it, right? And their story is one of unimaginable sacrifice, hard work, and faith in America. I've gotten a real glimpse during the campaign. I'd go around with Ben to a lot of different places that I wasn't so familiar with. They're incredible people. And I want to thank Ben Carson, who's going to be heading up HUD. And it's a big job. And it's a job that's not only housing, it's mind and spirit, right? And you understand it. Nobody's going to be better than Ben. Last month, we celebrated the life of the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., whose incredible example is unique in American history. You read all about Dr. Martin Luther King a week ago when somebody said I took the statue out of my office. And it turned out that was fake news. Fake news. The statue is cherished. It's one of the favorite things and we have some good ones. We have Lincoln and we have Jefferson and we have Dr. Martin Luther King and we have other, but they said the statue, the bust of Dr. Martin Luther King was taken out of the office and it was never even touched. So I think it was a disgrace, but that's the way the press is.
Now let me say this to the family. Because we gotta stop dealing with these people that play with us. When you listen to the Democrats, they trotted out Megan Thee Stallion and no black intellectuals. They trotted out everybody that agreed with what their mission was. This is what the Democrats did, right? And anybody that disagreed with them, they sought to ruin their reputation or get their stuff taken down. They sought to silence them. But when Trump came in, he said that he was going to eradicate that and put an end to that. No, Trump is practicing the same playbook that the Democrats did. He's bringing in people that would laud him or agree with him. They're not talking to the grassroots people. Trump is not sitting down with grassroots black people that will have conversations that will give him pushback to say, this is what we need for our community if you want our support. So what I'm saying is this is not transparency. All this stuff is staged. This is political theater. This is a stage. This is fake. right? And it's going to get worse.
It's very unfortunate. I am very proud now that we have a museum in the National Mall where people can learn about Reverend King, so many other.
Now, he said he was proud that they have a museum where people can learn about Reverend King. But now, under his policies that was in place, do y'all know here in Philadelphia, his administration ordered at the president's house that the slave exhibits be taken down? Now, a federal judge just ordered that they be put back, right? Y'all believe me? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Real quick. Let's move it over real fast. Because we in the classroom, man. We in the classroom.
A federal judge setting a deadline for the Trump administration to restore the slavery exhibit to the president's house site here on Independence Mall. This is the 10 o'clock news. I'm Sheba Russell. By 5 Friday night, National Park Service workers must return the more than 30 panels it removed last month. Those panels depicting slavery during America's founding. And Jen, the intensity of this legal battle has also been matched with ongoing protests from the community.
Oh, yes, there has been a passionate outcry. In fact, we saw community members out here at the president's house site again today. In this latest order, federal judge Cynthia Roof says the National Park Service failed to restore the panels as ordered. So now she's setting the deadline.
I'm kind of speechless.
Heloise, a visitor from France, says her visit to Independence Hall and the Liberty Bell were impressive, but she was left disappointed by the empty exhibit at the president's house site.
The inscription could have helped me know about what happened before.
On January 22nd, National Park Service workers removed over 30 panels telling the stories of 9 individuals who were enslaved at the first president, George Washington's home. The city of Philadelphia filed a lawsuit against the Department of the Interior and the NPS, with several amicus briefs submitted in support from the governor, state lawmakers, and organizations like Avenging the Ancestors Coalition or ATTACK.
For us, it's not a question of whether we'll win. It's only a question of when we'll win.
ATTACK spearheaded the creation of the exhibit. Founder Michael Cord says they celebrated when federal judge Cynthia Roof granted the city's request for a preliminary injunction and ordered the restoration of the panels on President's Day 2 days ago. U.S. Attorney.
Now, this is the thing. How can we have a reparations conversation with this administration when they're taking down the history that show why we need reparations in the first place? This is the conversation that got to be asked for all you Trump thumpers, right? How can foundational Black Americans, us as FBA, have a reparations conversation with an administration that's fighting to take down our representation and what we've been through here in our historical events of actually leading up to what happened to us, right? They're ordering the federal government to go into our museums and take down exhibits and take down exhibits. So when I'm telling you that we don't have no allies and no friends, I'm not playing. See, we're well versed on the Democrats because we've seen these sanctuary cities. We've seen what they've been doing in our cities replacing us, right? Trying to replace us. We've seen them have the Byron Donalds and the Sandra Babu and all these people coming and tell us how we should run Black History Month. We saw that, telling us how they want inclusion into our story and our history, while when it's a win for them, it's just a win for them in their history. They gatekeep their story, but not ours. But when we're dealing with these Republicans under this administration, they're trying to cover up our story. So now if you allow them to take our story down, if you allow them to remove all of the statues of Jefferson Davis and all these statues that's up, then how do we tell our story? How do we tell our story? They don't want the story to be taught and told, right? But let's listen to some more.
Attorneys filed an appeal yesterday. The Department of the Interior says, quote, if not for this unnecessary judicial intervention, updated interpretive materials providing a fuller account of the history of slavery at Independence Hall would have been installed in the coming days. Governor Josh Shapiro responding today.
I would not let Donald Trump or anyone who works for him whitewash our shared history here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We need to know where we came from in order to chart a course for the future that's more inclusive that's more tolerant and more just.
On Wednesday, Judge Roof issued a new order for the restoration of the panels, but this time with a deadline by Friday at 5 p.m.
We hope that there's a victory on Friday at 5 p.m.
Now, I will say this, right? For a lot of the Trump thumpers, they're not going to come and mention this part. They just support Trump, right or wrong, weak or strong. They're not going to come out. They're not going to come out and support this part. They're not going to come out and mention this part. But let's get back to where we were. Let's get back to where we were. I wanted y'all to see that because we're going to come back to that.
The things, Frederick Douglass is an example of somebody who's done an amazing job and is being recognized more and more, I notice. Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, and millions more Black Americans who made America what it is today. Big impact. I'm proud to honor this heritage, and we'll be honoring it more and more. The folks at the table, in almost all cases, have been great friends and supporters. And Daryl, I met Daryl when he was defending me on television. And the people that were on the other side of the argument didn't have a chance, right?
That's right.
And Paris has done an amazing job in a very hostile CNN community. He's all by himself. And we'll have 7 people in Paris. And I'll take Paris up in a second. But I don't watch CNN, so I don't get to see you as much as
So these are all people that are in agreement with Trump that will say things to make him look good, that will say things to make him feel good. He's not having conversations with the grassroots level to the point where we can challenge him on certain things, right? They don't care nothing about what we're talking about, right? As foundational Black Americans, we don't have support of the Trump administration. They're using our talking points because they know that we're disgruntled with the Democratic Party and the failed promises of the Democratic Party and the overrun of Black cities of immigrants because of the Democratic Party. They're not rocking with us, though.
I don't like watching fake news.
No, none of us watch it either anymore.
But Fox has treated me very nice wherever Fox is. Thank you. We're going to need better schools, and we need them soon. We need more jobs. We need better wages, a lot better wages. We're going to work very hard in the inner city. Ben's going to be doing that. Big league. Big time. It's one of his big things that we're going to be looking at. We need safer communities, and we're going to do that with law enforcement. We're going to make it safe. We're going to make it much better than it is right now. Right now, it's terrible. And I saw you talking about it the other night.
I don't know if there ever will be. As you look out.
Star over here. She is a very good person, and she's been helpful right from the beginning of the campaign. I appreciate it.
I wanted to show y'all this. This was a little old because he's still doing the same tactics. Nothing changed. We don't have the support of these people.
So I want to thank everybody for being here.
This president right here, as you look out upon this sea of Black Americans, this president hears you. This president cares for you. Don't let anyone tell you that this president right here, Donald Trump, is not for Black America, because he is. I'm standing here today as a testament to how he feels about Black Americans.
What has Donald Trump done to show that he's in support of Black America? What has Donald Trump done to show that he should get foundational Black? I need people to tell me in the chat, what has Donald J. Trump done to show that he should get the support of foundational Black Americans? What has he done? What has he done? And me saying that, I don't like the Democrats at all. But when we said we was going to sit on the couch, since he's been the president, what has he done to show that he should get the support of us? That was specifically for foundational Black Americans that would benefit our communities.
There has never been a position like this. I don't know if there ever will be before. But I worked with him in his first term, and I'm proud to now officially have the title to make it happen. Let's get real with the realness. Let's get behind President Trump, who truly has turned our nation around and made us the envy of every country in the world. Thank you, Mr. President.
Let me pause it real quick. And let me say this to the family. Let me tell y'all something. Under the Biden administration, almost 20 million illegal undocumented immigrants was brought into this country. He's not going to be able to get rid of all those immigrants like that. By 2035, what do you think Black Baltimore, Philadelphia, Brooklyn, and all that's going to look like because of what they've done? Because Trump, all this stuff is smoke and mirrors, and I'm going to prove it to you today. Smoke is a smoke screen. It's not what you think it is. Screw the Democrats. The Democrats did this, but this has been bipartisan. They have a good guy and a bad guy. Trump is playing like he's the good guy against the Democrats, because he's against LGBT rights and he's against this, and he want to get rid of DEI and he want to roll back things. And then the Democrats is on one side. They want an all-inclusive society. They want all-inclusive, but an all-inclusive society, they want to X out foundational Black American history and move us out of our communities and an all-inclusive society that they want to bring in. So you tell me, where do we fit in these equations? Because once you come in and you say, well, I'm going to get rid of DEI and I'm going to get rid of these programs and I'm going to do things on their own merit, who's the judge and jury of putting these people in on their own merit? Racist America? Y'all fell for that? MAGA? Let's listen to some more.
President, and thank you, God, for recognizing and raising up this man to be the leader of the free world. I love you.
Nearly 10,000 African Americans fought for the patriot cause in the Revolutionary War. Did you know that? 10,000, and it's actually a number, I've heard higher than that, helping secure our independence in every generation since, from the Buffalo Soldiers to the Tuskegee Airmen. Black Americans have stepped forward to defend the flag and to defend our country like few others, and you've never really been given the recognition that you should get for that. You know that, Ben? I don't think a lot of people have given the kind of recognition, but everyone knows.
Now, let me pause that. He's saying that we no longer was given. See, I like to talk to my people in the classroom because I want us to understand how they're moving. He's saying that we should have been got the recognition for the Tuskegee Airmen, the Buffalo Soldiers, and everything. Why is Donald Trump saying this? He heard what Sandra Babu said. He heard what Shabuzi said about immigrants built this country. He heard Bernice Williams respond to him, and the Democrats respond to these immigrants. So what Donald Trump is doing is making a chess move, and now he's coming out, he's dog whistling to FBA Americans. Hey, you guys did this. See, they like to play mind games. But remember, we in the classroom. Y'all in the classroom with Bishop George. I'm going to tell you the truth. Don't fall for this. He should have been saying this stuff. But listen, he's only saying this now because of the uproar and backlash that the immigrants got for saying they built this country, right? Don't fall for this. See, I read y'all the other day, when I read y'all King Leopold's letter, I read y'all P.W. Botha's letter on the way that they viewed the Black intelligence and the Black mind. They think we're stupid, and they talk to us like we're stupid. They think that we don't have the ability to think tomorrow and in advance. We only think from a traumatized position of now. So when he's talking right now, he's talking to us as if we're stupid. The same way the Democrats have been dealing with us as if we're stupid. So now we're not moving like that. I read to y'all what Cecil Rhodes thought of the Black mind. I read to y'all what Frederick Lagarde and Laura Shaw, the woman who named Nigeria, what they thought of the Black mind. I read this to you already. So now while they got you traumatized and saying I gotta pick the lesser of two evils, when Sandra Babu come out there and make those statements about inclusive societies and wanting to include us in everything and saying that we are being divisive, Shabuzi get up there and say immigrants built this country. Bernice King comes out and she says, no, you have to include us because now we don't feel included. Roman Martin now is echoing the sentiments of foundational Black American talking points. The Republican Party now has seen this. They've listened to this, and now they're gaslighting us by coming on here acting like he's acknowledging foundational Black American accomplishments when at the same time his administration was ordering the takedown of slavery exhibits. They think that we're stupid. This man is sitting here now on his soapbox acting like he's acknowledging the accomplishments of foundational Black Americans foundational Black Americans, while at the same time his administration is ordering slave exhibits taken down. And y'all falling for it? Not me. No, we're not falling for it. You're not running that game on us.
And to defend our country, like few others, really, like few others. And you've never really been given the recognition that you should get for that. You know that, Ben? They never, I don't think a lot of people have given the kind of recognition, but everyone knows all about the Tuskegee Airmen. They were great and amazing. The Buffalo Soldiers, do you know the Buffalo Soldiers? Good stuff, right? From jazz to the blues, that you know, that you do get recognition for. Jazz, the blues, from rock and roll to rap, Black artists.
So now we invented jazz. See, listen, y'all. Listen. Hold on for a second. Hold on. Let me put my whole face on the screen. Listen, let me tell you the games that they play and why you got to study the playbook. Just last year, we was having an argument about who invented jazz. Where did rock and roll come from? They was giving Beyonce a problem with rock and roll, the rock and roll stuff in the country music, right? Jazz, rock and roll, all of this stuff. They heard us have arguments with Latinos about hip hop. They watched over social media and they heard us have arguments about us getting our recognition. They saw Africans come in and try to re-Africanize all of our music and our accomplishments. They saw this. So now Donald J. Trump is standing there on the soapbox saying that we acknowledging Black Americans, your contribution. And he's mentioning rock and roll, jazz, music. And everybody's saying, yeah. But he's only doing that because they've been watching social media and they've been seeing the arguments that we've been bringing to the table. So now he's dog whistling to FBA. But I'm saying, Donald J. Trump, what's up with your administration? Why is your administration trying to scrub and erase foundational Black America's history? Donald J. Trump, what's up with your administration? We ain't falling for it, Donald. Right? What's up with your administration? Because what I'm trying to tell our people, we already know the Democrats failed. But I'm telling you, the Democrats, the Republicans, neither one of them is here to serve us. They're here to tell you certain things that make you feel good. Because they believe that we just got this church mentality, right? Say certain things, play that organ, doom, 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 doom. Devil's been kicking your butt all week, but somebody's gonna get their breakthrough today. I don't know what you came to do, but I came here to get a breakthrough. I don't know what you came to do, but I came through to get a breakthrough. That's how they talk to us. They talk to us as if we're stupid. But what are the tangibles the Trump administration has put on the table for foundational Black Americans? If you can acknowledge these things that we've been through and we haven't gotten our just due for these things, this is your last term. What do you have on the table that's specifically for foundational Black Americans? Separate from this DEI stuff, this on its own merit, because we shouldn't be subjected to things on its own merit when there hasn't been any recompense for the wrong that you are now acknowledging. See, listen, he's acknowledging that there was a wrong. He's acknowledging that there was a foul play. He's acknowledging that somebody dropped the ball under these administrations. And he's now saying that we didn't get the fair compensation, acknowledgement for these for the situation. This is what he's saying. So then the question would be asked, what do you have specifically for this disenfranchised, marginalized group? When you see that we're speaking out, we're separating, we're disgruntled. Let's listen to some more about what he said.
For the patriot.
I don't know if there ever will officially truly has turned raising up this man to be the leader of the
for the patriot cause in the Revolutionary War. Did you know that? 10,000, and it's actually a number, even I've heard even higher than that, helping secure our independence in every generation since, from the Buffalo Soldiers to the Tuskegee Airmen. Black Americans have stepped forward to defend the flag and to defend our country. like few others, really, like few others. And you've never really been given the recognition that you should get for that. You know that, Ben? They never, I don't think a lot of people have given the kind of recognition, but everyone knows all about the Tuskegee Airmen.
Let me address something I just saw. Somebody said, remember Trump was, Ice Cube was trying to meet with Trump, and the black community went against that, and Trump was willing to make a deal. Let me tell you something. Let me tell all of y'all something. Y'all not listening, and this is the problem. These bastards was never willing to make a deal with you, the Democrat or Republican Party. This whole country's lifestyle is predicated on your dysfunction and the positions that you're in. Both party, bipartisan, they know what you've been going through. They know your story. They're the ones responsible for your story. The Democrats and Republicans, Joe Biden, the drug czar, right? He wrote the 82 crime bill, the 84 crime bill, the 88 crime bill, the 86 crime bill, the 88 and the 94, and wrote them up with Strom Thurmond. These people, Richard Nixon, Ronald Reagan, they know who you are. They know your story. They know what you've been through and what you've been going through. They're not making no deals with you unless you come together as a group and force their hand. This is a capitalist society. What leverage do you have to force the machines to actually acquiesce to that what you want? If you don't, they're not making a deal with you. They will tell you what you want to hear. They don't give a damn about an Ice Cube. Black dysfunction is a multi-trillion-dollar industry. Stop. We gotta stop. Like some of y'all got crackatosis, and it's bad. Acute white infinity syndrome. It's really bad. I mean, it's bad. And we gotta get that about you. Because you guys are suffering real bad from crackatosis. These people think that they have to dumb themselves down in order for you to succeed. I read what they thought of you. I read what Madison Grant said at the rising of the great race, what they think of you. They really believe that when they say make America great again, and they don't have to ashamed to be a W folk, they're saying that they have to dumb themselves down in order for you to have any form of success. And when they do that, they go get people that's in agreement, black people that look like us, that's in agreement with them. Most of the time they have a W wife or a W husband, and their talking points is always talking to the underbelly of foundational Black American culture and not our achievements. So now when he's up here on the soapbox mentioning our achievements, he's not saying, well, since I'm the president and the commander-in-chief, I have set aside specifically for the foundational Black Americans in place, right, where we can make recompense for what was done to them, because I am acknowledging that we was in error. He's not doing that. He's not doing that. The Democrats are not doing that. They're not doing that. And they're not going to do it until their hands are forced.
And they were great and amazing. The Buffalo Soldiers. Do you know the Buffalo Soldiers? Good stuff, right? From jazz to the blues. That you do get recognition for. Jazz, the blues, from rock and roll to rap. Black artists like Chuck Berry, Muddy Waters. How about Nicki Minaj? Do we love Nicki Minaj? Right? I love Nicki Minaj. She was here a couple of weeks ago. She's so beautiful. Her skin's so beautiful. I said, Nicki is so beautiful. Her nails are like that long. I said, Nicki, are they real? She said, she didn't want to get into that. But she was so beautiful and so great. And she gets it, more importantly, frankly, she gets it. But Black leaders from Frederick Douglass to Martin Luther King, right? Little relative over here, have made our country freer, and really what they've really done is made life more just.
I love him. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about that racist stuff. And don't be looking at me on the news, hating on me because I'm standing up for something.
Okay. I'm going to address this. Y'all see this, right? Y'all see this lady. and this is what I'm saying when I talk about political theater. You always got some black people that's willing to sell their soul or compromise their integrity all the time. We know that this is political theater. And remember Trump said, my African American, they always got their little pets that's willing to come up here and do this kind of stuff, right? This is embarrassing.
Life more just.
300 people in the house, then we cooking.
I love him. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about that racist stuff. And don't be looking at me on the news hating on me because I'm standing up for somebody that deserves to be standing up for. Get off the man's back. Let him do his job. He's doing the right thing. Back up off of him. And Grandma said it.
Today we are here to honor
let's go back. She said, and Grandma, hold on. She said, and Grandma said it. Hey, all my young people come in. Let Bishop George tell you something. I'm going to tell y'all something. I don't want nobody else to know. I want all the young people. I want to tell y'all something, but I got to whisper it in your ear. I don't want the older people to know because they're going to get mad. That's not Big Mama. That's the crackhead era grandma. That's the 80s grandma. See, 40 years ago, she would have been young. That's the 80s crack era grandma. That's not Big Mama. That's not soul food Big Mama. That's not your mama's mama. That's not Big Mama. Big Mama would never be up there talking like that. That's crack era grandma. That's 1986 grandmama. That's what that is. Talking like that, shucking and jiving and shuckle bucking like that on a world stage before the people as an FBA. That's Big Mama's daughter. That's Big Mama's daughter. That's the one that ran away. That's the one that was wayward. Baby started getting high in the 80s. She cleaned herself up about 15 years ago, right? And, they willing to give her a job. So she went up. Listen to me. That's Big Mama's, the real grandma. That's Big Mama's daughter. She started getting high in 86. She cleaned herself up. And now they gave her a job. And now she up there shuckle bucking. Because my grandma, Big Mama, will never talk like that. So when she say I'm grandma, no, that's the crackhead, crack era grandma. So we gotta make sure that there's a separation because Big Mama don't talk like that. Real Big Mama. I'm talking about Big Mama that's dead now. That's on your picture. You know how when y'all go into your family house and you see your mother's mama on the wall right there next to Jesus and Martin Luther King? That's Big Mama. Big Mama is not alive anymore. Big Mama went on to be with Jesus. Big Mama went on to be in heaven. This grandma right here is the crack era grandma. That's why she's carrying on like that, y'all. But make sure y'all don't tell nobody I told y'all this. All right? Because I don't want nobody else to know. But this ain't that grandma. All right?
I love him. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about that racist stuff. And don't be looking at me on the news hating on me because I'm standing up for somebody that deserves to be standing up for. Get off the man's back. Let him do his job. He's doing the right thing. Back up off of him. And Grandma said it.
But
I love him. I don't want to hear.
This woman been clean for 5 years. Y'all listen, y'all fall for this. Y'all fall for this if you want to. I've been around too long, bro.
I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about that racist stuff. And don't be looking at me on the news hating on me because I'm standing up for somebody that deserves to be standing up for. Get off the man's back. Let him do his job. He's doing the right thing. Back up off of him. And Grandma said it.
today made life more just.
Stuff. And don't be.
This lady smoked dips. I'm gonna tell you that now. This is 86. This is the 1986 grandma, not the 1966 grandma. No.
Be looking at me on the news hating on me because I'm standing up for somebody that deserves to be standing up for. Get off the man's back. Let him do his job. He's doing the right thing. Back up off of him. And Grandma said it.
Today we are here
He walked off the stage. I think a 20-piece fell out of her pocket.
to honor the extraordinary contributions of African Americans to every aspect of American life, history, and culture.
Oh, my bad.
From
y'all.
the earliest
My bad,
days
y'all.
of this nation.
My bad.
I love him. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about that racist stuff. And don't be looking at me on the news hating on me because I'm standing up for somebody that deserves to be standing up for. Get off the man's back. Let him do his job. He's doing the right thing. Back up off of him. And Grandma said it.
Today, we are here to honor the extraordinary contributions of Africa.
I got a question for everybody. Listen, we got 821 people watching real fast, right? We're going to get back to it. We got 821 people watching. Everybody that's at least 50 years old and over that's watching me right now. Everybody that's at least 50 years and over. Did Big Mama ever talk like that? Did Big Mama ever scream like that? Like Big Mama was able to get things done without damn near ever raising her hand. She even beat you without it. Everybody that's 50 years old watching me now, the real grandma talk like that. I'll wait. Did Big Mama talk like that? First of all, everybody was scared of Big Mama. Did Big Mama talk like that? So everybody can see. I'm talking about Big Mama that died in 85. Big Mama that died in 86. Our great grandma. Did Big Mama talk like that? Your mama's mama. Did she talk that way? You couldn't even cuss in the house. Sundays she had her gospel music on. She was cooking breakfast. Like your uncles and them that was killers was scared of Big Mama. Big Mama didn't talk like that. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's crack era grandma. That's not Big Mama. Don't fall for the stuff that they put in front of us. See, some of y'all young, you don't know who your great grandmother was, how powerful she was. She didn't talk that way. Let's get to it.
African Americans to every aspect of American life, history, and culture. From the earliest days of this nation, African American leaders, pioneers, and visionaries have uplifted and inspired our country in art, in science, literature, law, film, politics, business, and every arena of national life. The depth and glory of these contributions are beyond measure. You know it, I know it, and everybody knows it. We especially pay tribute to the African American heroes who have sacrificed in the name of freedom, equality, and dignity for all Americans. Thank you. Every citizen alive today and generations yet unborn are forever in debt of the brave souls who stared down injustice and championed the eternal cause of civil rights.
So I will tell you right now, I'm a person that lives on the south side of Chicago, and the migrants that have come in, at one point they were coming in, we were feeling very sorry for them because they came in at a time where the weather was cold. So we're seeing all these people in tents and all this and that. But then we find out that they're getting $15,000 in food stamps, $5,000 in cash. I work for a company, which I will not say, that they're able to come in and they're able to get internet and Wi-Fi and all of this free because guess what? The government are paying their rent for 2 years. Why is the government paying people that came from another country rent for 2 years? Can we explain that? Because it's a housing crisis right now with multiple homeless people on the streets right now that I could follow and show you homeless people that's been living on the street. So what makes the migrants better from coming to another country that they get all of this? Do you know why? I'm going to say why. So if we make these migrants democratic and we give them the right to vote and we give them all of these things, they're going to vote and then boom.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today is a new day, but I'd like to take a moment to reintroduce myself to each of you.
Hey, thank you for the super chats coming in. Thank you for the super chats, Lane. If you guys, we got 860 people in here. If you guys want to donate, I will ask if you can donate through PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App to our Urban Nerds here, our Urban Nerds program. You can donate to the links. The links is pinned at the top, and I also have the Urban Nerds thing scrolling across. So you can donate. We're trying to get our bus to go down to D.C. to the African American Smithsonian Museum. You can donate to Hakeem. You see, he got his book bag on. He on his way to school. We always in the classroom. But thank you. And we got somebody sent in the Cash App too. Let me make sure I get that acknowledgement real fast. Let me get that acknowledgement. Somebody sent the Cash App in. We got two Cash Apps. Augustus Smith and Cedric Peoples. Thank you for the Cash Apps. Augustus Smith and Cedric Peoples. Right. All right. So let's get back to it.
I am ADOS, American Descendants of Slaves. I am a Black American, and I am an American. I'm going to present my case in support of House Bill 318, as it is time for my unapologetic truth to be shared with all of you. First, as a people, we need to recognize that it's not just the numbers that matter, but also where the immigrants come from and the culture they bring with them to another country. As a social scientist report, all cultures are not equal. Some immigrants come and believe they can function in isolation, refusing to adapt. They have come to our country for many reasons, but I suggest they must assimilate, adapt to the culture of the country they wish to live in. No country is going to allow people to come in and not acknowledge its constitution, legal systems, and laws. They will not tolerate it. So do you think I can go to another country and set up my own rules to live by, use the language I choose, and then tell that country that you must speak my language? That's not going to happen, nor should it. As a country, the United States has been more tolerant than most other countries. Other countries are making it much more difficult to get citizenship.
She's gonna get a lot of pushback from this W lady, watch.
We have been naive. We have been exploited and abused by the different tactics to gain citizenship in America. It's time to wake up. Global migration in the past was not projected to be as it is today. We must establish new rules to address a distinct type of migration that we are facing in our country, state, and cities. It's time to turn the conveyor belt off and adopt a global migration suitable for the times that we're in. And that is not destabilizing our communities. A large number of people entering a country can change it forever. In conclusion, let me share with you all what happens when a woman lawmaker like myself choose to move differently. Yes, I was degraded for my vote. Yes, I was called racist for my vote. And yes, I was said I was trash. However,
hold on, so let me address something. The sister is a sister in the chat that said Marie Miller. Y'all got to stop saying, because you may not be doing nothing. You don't know 43 million black people in every city. That's not. Y'all got to stop talking like that. Let me highlight what the sister said. Right? She said that and a lot of times this stuff is Democratic talk. Y'all got to stop talking like that. You don't know every black American in every city, right? So you don't know what everybody's doing. Y'all got to stop doing that. What you need to do is show what you are doing. What is it that you are bringing to the table? Don't speak for all 43 million foundational black Americans, because you don't know that. That's Democratic talk. All right? So stop talking like that. Show what you're doing. No disrespect to you, but you need to show what you're doing. Let's get back to it.
But I figured it out. They want me to stop elevating my ancestors' history. They want me to be silent in my country. They want me to line up behind their priorities while my people
pushback right
and
now
communities continue to struggle in our country. Mr. Speaker.
Lady will suspend momentarily. Members, it's not a kindergarten class. I look up and I see full-grown adults, many of you senior citizens, and you're clearly trying to make noise like a young child might when they're having to sit in a classroom and listen. So please, you're not doing anything by making these noises.
I'm going to say this one last time, Maria Miller. Show what you're doing. I don't have to answer a question to you. There's people doing things in cities across America. you go do something, show what you're doing. If not, leave our chat room. You don't have to be here. Nobody's making you stay here, right? So I'm not going to comment no more. But if you're going to continue to disrupt, I'm going to ask my people to just time you out and just get you out. Because if you're not doing nothing, you can't speak for the whole group. Foundation. Well, let me answer. You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna answer it for you. I'm gonna answer your question because you may not understand. When we say foundational Black Americans, I don't know what you are. I don't know if you're a foundational Black American yourself. If both of your family members were born here, or you have a family member that was here, right? Let me say this to you. Foundational Black Americans is the Black church, the Black clergy. Foundational Black Americans is the Nation of Islam, Hebrew Israelites, Nation of Islam. Foundational Black Americans is not a gang or a group. It's a lineage of people in America. So you may be a foundational Black American. So I'll ask you, what is your mama doing? What is your father doing? What is your children doing? What are you doing? What is your brother doing? So stop coming over here with ignorance, because foundational Black Americans isn't a group of people. The Democratic Party, the majority of them are foundational Black Americans, right? A lot of these Black conservatives are foundational Black Americans. So we are just a group that's a grassroots group of foundational Black Americans that's separating ourselves from the status quo, and we're speaking out against that. So I'm gonna tell you the same thing I told D Chicago. Go outside and ask your foundational Black Americans what they're doing. Don't ask us nothing. Let's get back to
it. And if the Sergeant at Arms sees the lady who just was making the noise, the Sergeant at Arms has the chair's direction to go ahead and remove the lady. Again, folks, please, we're allowing folks on both sides of this issue to speak. If you want to come down here and debate, go run for public office. Thank you. Lady continues to have the floor.
She's trying to talk, and you got these W folks these Democrats acting crazy, all in the stands.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As I was saying, they want me to line up behind their priorities while my people and communities continue to struggle in our country. Is this not your country? This is my country. With the good and the not so good, this is my country, 'tis of thee. Now, if you want to adapt to my country, not isolate yourself and come here legally, I welcome you. But today, I am telling you, I am not going to be silenced by those who disagree with my ideology on the issue at hand. Because the blood of my ancestors.
Mr. Speaker.
1 second, Representative Cunningham. For what purpose is the lady from New Hanover, Representative Butler?
I feel like we're getting into personal territory and maligning the character of the members of this body.
I think the lady is speaking to the personal attacks that she received from folks outside of this body, unless I misheard what she said. And the lady is correct that it's not appropriate to talk about personal attacks of members of the body. Again, I understand her to be saying some personal things that she received from outside.
Well, Mr. Speaker, in that case, I would move the previous question.
Okay. Lady's not recognized for motion. Representative Cunningham.
You see that W woman over there, right? That W woman. Now hold on, because this is important while I'm playing this. I'm telling you, the family out there, that these W folks don't give a damn about what we've been through. They believe they have the sovereign right to kick us in the butt whenever they want to, because we're not intelligent enough to run anything or even question them on anything. We have to be under the foot of these people. So when this Black woman is up there and she's telling her story and she's telling the floor about what she's been through, man, they giving her all kinds of pushback. They're not trying to hear that. Who are you? How dare you get up here and question what W folks have done in this country, all the things we've given you. See, they believe that they have to dumb themselves down. And this is Democrat and Republican side. So when you see Donald Trump up there talking, you think Donald Trump really give a damn? That's smoke. That's window dressing, man. They're not up here to care about you. AM1, what's up, brother?
Lady continues to have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. See, it was my ancestors who came over as slaves, built this country with a strain on their backs. They sweat pouring from their bodies in the rice fields, the cotton fields, and the tobacco farms for this country. lived as servants, and was the footstool. I said the footstool for far too many feet to step on. So today, if you ask me to line up behind another group of people to raise awareness about their plight, I unapologetically say no. Mr. Speaker and colleagues, please accept my remarks. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Gentleman from Columbus, Representative Jones, recognized for motion.
Boy, they was pissed when she got up there and said that. Who the heck do this woman think she is?
Move for previous question, Mr. Speaker.
Gentleman has moved the previous question.
Had two people.
Uh-oh, this may get real greasy.
I mean, again, you can't say they didn't tell you. They said it. We warned people. Yeah, y'all chilling. Yeah, y'all know who y'all are. Y'all know. If I had to do a roll call of all them Simple Simon Negroes, yeah. If I had to, don't get me started. I could run the tables on Vicky Dillon, Boyce Watkins, Tariq Nasheed, Umar Johnson, Philip Scott. Oh yeah, Black Authority. All y'all. Look at them, they chilling. Look at them, they chilling for the Democrats. They just chill. Yeah, look at y'all, just shit. But ask Breonna Taylor, mama, how she feel today. Ask Tamika Mallory and the folks at Until Freedom who literally moved to Louisville, fighting 5 years trying to make this thing happen. Yeah, all y'all FBA, B1, ADOS assholes. Well, guess what? All that complaining y'all did, welcome to Trump MAGA America. I hope y'all are having a great time. Trump and his minions, this is all tied together, a couple days ago, in their attack on migrants, they've been touting the 14th Amendment. And Trump goes out and he says that, that 14th Amendment, that was meant. That was meant only for formerly enslaved people of African descent. And that was music to the ears of the foundational Black Americans, the FBA, the Freedmen, ADOS. They all on social media. See? It was only for us. That law was only for us. No law is only for one group of people. So he's using, some of y'all need to understand. Y'all got to recognize what Bill Duke said in that movie, High Flying Bird. They invented a game.
Now he talking to us like we're stupid, as if we don't understand when game is being run, as if we just dumb. See, and this is the stuff that I'm saying, man. Like I just told you, what I just did was I did a whole hour on Trump and how Trump and the Republicans is trying to play us. But the Democrats is using the same playbook. They're talking to us as if we're stupid and we don't understand what's going on, right? We already know that the Democrats ain't doing nothing specifically for us either. Now, white folks have laws that was enacted specifically for them. Absolutely. They had immigration bills that were set in place specifically for them, right? We already know that who's running the show, but he's getting up here saying some real stupid stuff. And his job is to run interference because of that 18 to 24 voting block, eligible voters for the Black community. And he thinks he's slick. Now, mind you, he was talking like this, but I'm going to show y'all the hypocrisy of roly-poly and the Democrats. Let's listen to some more before I show you his hypocrisy.
On top of the game. Trump is deliberately trying to play the wedge game because he knows there's a group of Black people who are so anti-immigrant and who think that they are so conscious that they are driving this messaging on social as only for us. We only want to see laws for us. We only want to see bills for us. And that is at the roots of what's going on with this discussion about the 14th Amendment. Joining us right now, my guest,
He said he intimated and he said that we was just fully against immigration. No, we are against the democratic immigration policies and what they were doing in these sanctuary cities and overrunning black communities with immigrants and actually not honoring our requests as black people who's been loyal to the Democratic Party for the last 60 years. This is the thing where he's a liar, right? He's not a truth teller. He tells the lie. He just come on and just say, we just so anti-immigrant. If the black community, for years, the black community was pro-black immigrant. We were pro-letting groups come into the country. We've been too nice to everybody for too long. So now we're saying, whoa, wait a minute, man. Listen, y'all can't stop using our communities as the communities where you just dump everybody into, because it's been a colossal failure for us. So now when we start stepping out, what he wants to do is use our talking points as hate speech.
Is Carla McAndrews, Director of the Legal Defense Fund's Thurgood Marshall Institute.
Hold on.
Black, Latino, Asian, Native American. The rights lawsuits, Harvard and affirmative action programs meant to drive the wedge. And there are black people who are falling for the okie doke, who are playing right into it, who think that, oh, no.
Somebody get that person out of there talking about some, I can't listen, you're an Eagle fan. We're not even playing right now. Like, we're not even talking about none of that. We're talking about something that specifically, I know that that's not a foundation of Black America. Somebody time that person out and get them up out of here. Like, you know what's funny? The internet is free, and you could be anywhere you want to be on the internet at any place you want to be. And for some reason, your life is so miserable, you'd rather come here and troll us. For what? Like, you could be watching porn, you could be watching fishing, how to put cabinets up. You could be, any damn thing. But for some reason, you ain't got nothing else better to do but come over here and bother people that ain't bothering you. That just shows your character and something's wrong with you. We ain't mentioning you. We over here minding our business. And here you come all the time. Pornhub is over there, bro. Go over there and crank it up. Leave us alone.
No, these are things that just for us when it's been established.
Why are you shipping these immigrants?
Hold on for a second. Let's get to the hypocrisy of roly-poly. Okay, here we go. Martin and all them, they're coming out.
Critical important that education on these matters be understood. Listen, one of the things that I've always said is that if you are an African immigrant or you are a Black immigrant coming to this country, whether it is an African country, whether it is Jamaica, the Bahamas, if it is.
Hold on. I'm moving ahead of myself. I want y'all to let's do this first, and then we'll come to this because we got to break this down the right way. My bad, y'all. Let's go this way. I'm gonna show you guys what happened and what they did. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Let me put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me. Give me a 1. Give me a 1 if y'all can hear me. Put some 1s in there if y'all can hear me. Make sure I can be heard. Okay, cool. All right, let's go. Let's get it. All right, hold on.
And they called you a racist for that?
Y'all hear? Let me know if y'all can hear.
Which is actually quite interesting because I got a call from the Foundational Black American Society here in Florida who reminded me that Byron's mother is Jamaican, he is Panamanian, and they found it quite insulting in their words that he would try to claim victimhood of slavery without a single descendant.
We got audio now, right? Okay, y'all can hear. All right, cool. I don't know what happened, man. All of a sudden we couldn't hear. Let's start over. We can hear. We got audio.
You see, isn't what you get. I mean, by the way, Byron Donalds, as of right now, still endorses Randy Fine's re-election bid, despite that starve away comment. And they tried to cancel you for having a conversation with a certain someone. He's literally endorsing a member of Congress who told innocent children who were literally starving on video to starve away. That tells you everything you need to know about my opponent, Byron Donalds.
What I know Byron, and I've always gotten along with him. He's super cheerful. I didn't realize, is he ideological? I've never detected that.
No. So I call him a slave.
Yeah. And they called you a racist for that?
They did. Which is actually quite interesting because I got a call from the Foundational Black American Society here in Florida who reminded me that Byron's mother is Jamaican, he is Panamanian, and they found it quite
So let's unpack this. So these two slithering Beelzebubians, right? These two jackals are on here, and they're mentioning foundational Black Americans, and they're doing it while attacking a known sellout in Byron Donald who sniffs W cooch every night, right? Who has a W woman, and they're mentioning FBA. Now the Democrats is hearing this, and the Democrats is mad, right? Because these two jackals, these two Beelzebubians, is mentioning foundational Black Americans in order to get at a person that they study us. They know to us, Byron Donald is a sellout, right? So this is what I'm doing this exercise to show you guys that these people are well aware of who we are. They're well aware of our talking points. They study it. So now when he's invoking foundational Black Americans to get at Byron Donald, what he's telling you is, hey, we're in for acknowledgement. So when Donald Trump gets up there and he doesn't have a set aside specifically for us, Donald Trump is pulling your leg. Donald Trump is full of crap. All of these slithering snakes is full of crap. The Democrats and the Republicans, because he's invoking us to get at a Black sellout, right? Look.
insulting in their words that he would try to claim victimhood of slavery without a single descendant of American slaves in his family.
I like those foundational guys.
They're so good.
Tariq Nasheed and all. I mean, I don't agree with everything, but they've got a perspective. If your family's been here 400 years, and the descendants of a lot of American slaves or families have been here 400 years, I don't know. I think that gives. I'll listen to you. Like you've
100%.
You've got a point of view that is legitimate. I think.
Yeah, and they're unequivocally heritage Americans.
That's for sure.
Now all of a sudden we unequivocally heritage Americans, right? Listen, somebody hold on. No, the sound ain't going. The sound is good. So these people are really horrible people. These are not good people. These people are horrible. I mean, you talk about super jackals, man. These are omen, the omen. These people are not good. Like they can sit here and say everything we say. So what they just did was in this exercise was they just legitimized our whole story, everything that we talk about. But they only doing it, Craig, to get at another Black sellout. But the minute they done with Byron Donald, they're going to go right back to saying, oh, we don't know what y'all talking about. Oh, you guys are just complaining. What can't you do in America today that anybody other American could do? They use all those dumbass talking points, but we go for it, right? But look, so now what the Democrats is doing, ever since Shabuzi made that comment, the Democrats is coming in now to steal the talking points because they know that we're getting headway. They know that we're making inroads.
If it's St. Kitts, if it's Bermuda, does not matter. That you need to understand the history of people of African descent in the United States. It's no different that if I, as an African American, went to Bermuda, went to the Bahamas, went to other countries where there are Black people, then I need to have an understanding of the history of people in those countries. The reality is, and I went to the square in Jamaica, where they had the huge posters. And when I was there last time, they had the history there in the airport, and I took different photos showing you the.
Now all of a sudden, when they come here, they should know the history. They should be on board with what's going on, but they wasn't done. Look at this. Hold on. Look. Let's move it a little bit.
That Black folks like, hold up, when you talking about who built this country, not forgetting what happened, 200 folks like, hold up, when you talking about who built this country, that Black folks like, hold up, that Black folks like, hold up, when you talking about who built this country, that Black folks like, hold up, when you talking about who built this country, that Black folks like, hold up, when you talking about who built this country, not forgetting what happened, 250 plus years of American shadow slavery. Go ahead. What are your thoughts?
No, I mean, I think you laid it out right there. For those of us whose roots run through this country for hundreds and hundreds of years, we understand the sacrifice that we gave, often unwillingly, to actually build this country. We understand our tears. Now
all of a sudden you understand the sacrifice you made unwillingly to build this country. What the heck? What did he just see? This is what I'm saying. Listen, hold on. Listen to me, y'all. We're being played and disrespected by both parties. I showed you guys first how Donald Trump is acknowledging all the things we went through, while at the same time his administration is taking down our slave exhibits. His administration is seeking to scrub and erase our story, while at the same time acting like he's trying to acknowledge it, because they think that we're stupid. They believe that we are children. I read to y'all what Cecil Rhodes said about us. I read to y'all what P.W. Balter said, what Frederick Lagarde said. I read to you guys all of these things. I gave it to you. They believe that you are not intelligent enough. This is what they say, not George Macon, not me. I showed it to you guys in the last live stream. They said this about us. I read it in their writings. I told you what Madison Grant said about the Negro. I'm going to show it to you again, though. Let's listen to some more. I'm going to show it to you.
Breath, our bones, our blood that has gone into this. So when you have folks who have recently come to the country, no one wants to take away from the contributions that immigrants have made to the country, but we've got to also talk about the foundation of the individuals who actually helped to build this country. And when you don't do that, there is a disrespect that is there. And that's why, many of folks, whether it's FBA or other, there, and that's why, country. And when you don't do that, there from the contributions that immigrants have made to the country, but we've got to also talk about the foundation of about the foundation of the individual.
Did y'all see that pivot? Listen, that pivot should be studied in science labs. I'm talking about this pivot. This pivot was on a level of 1988 Michael Jordan. That's how vicious that pivot was. I'm talking about that was a Penny Hardaway, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Pistol Pete Maravich, all mixed in one to make the perfect pivot of all time. I'm talking about that pivot. That pivot should be studied. That's how vicious that pivot was. I mean, God damn. They spent all this time going in on us and saying that we divisive. Now all of a sudden, y'all got to recognize the foundation. Y'all be thinking I be playing, man. Oh my God, boy. You can't make this stuff up.
Those who actually helped to build this country. And when you don't do that, there is a disrespect that is there. And that's why, many of folks who are, whether it's FBA or other, folks who want to make sure that folks are very clear about our contribution and not allowing it to be whitewashed and making sure that folks understand everything that has been poured into this.
You don't want it to be whitewashed. Hold on, y'all. Let me show y'all something, though, since y'all think it's a game. Because y'all be thinking I be playing with y'all, man. Hold on. Make sure this go. Make sure. All right, hold on. Let's go over here. They froze. They try to free. I don't know. They playing with the computer, man. Now I want y'all to see this. This is Madison Grant, right? Listen to what this says. The intelligence and ability of a colored person are in pretty direct proportion to the amount of white blood he has. And most of the positions of leadership, influence, and prominence in the Negro race are held not by real Negroes, but by mulattoes, many of whom have very little Negro blood. So this is what they think of you. So when I'm trying to, the things I'll be trying to say when I'm doing these streams that I've been doing, that I've been doing for so long, I've been trying to get you guys up in the classroom, so that way when we're dealing with these people, we understand what we up against and just the level of viciousness that we're dealing with, right? These people see you as something beneath the doo-doo that's in the toilet. That's what they view you as. P.W. Balfour said that the black man was the white man's raw material. Y'all think this ain't me saying it? This is not hate speech. This is what they said. Those of y'all that was watching the last live stream, who put a 1 in the chat if you saw the last live stream. Everybody put a 1 in the chat if you saw my last live stream. Because when we were in the classroom, we weren't even in the classroom Sunday. We was in the church. When we was in the church, and I showed you guys everything that was in that live stream. I showed you what P.W. Balfour said. I showed you what Frederick Lagarde said. I showed you what they all King Leopold said. I showed you guys what they said. And they all got it from America for what they was doing during chattel slavery. Right? But let's listen to them more.
This nation. And when others don't do that, who maybe are recent, then it's not an uncomfortable situation. It is an untruthful situation, and we've just got to make sure that we continue to put the spotlight on everything that we have done.
Bernice King was one of those folks. Win Cooney, give me 1 second. I want to don't go to it yet. I want to actually increase the size of this. She weighed in on this, and this was one of the items that surfaced that people were commenting on, which I think led Shabuzi to release that statement. So Bernice King, of course, the daughter of Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., released this a day ago. It's Black History Month, and I have to ask, are people, including enslaved Africans, descendants of those enslaved, and Black people whose unjust low-wage labor sustained the economy in the 1800s and 1900s as immigrants when they say immigrants built this country? Because chattel slavery was for the express purpose of building empire. But our ancestors weren't folks who came here seeking a better life. They arrived in chains, were bred like cattle, and severely violated sexually and otherwise. Their trauma shouldn't be diminished or forgotten, even in efforts toward...
Hey, Mark, let me tell you something. Hey, Mark Mitchell, let me tell you something. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the detractors that's in here that don't understand what we're talking about. Relax. Relax. And sometimes when I teach, I get excited because I've been teaching this for so long, and it took so long to get the ears of a lot of our people. So relax. Relax. Take a chill pill.
Freedom from ISIS inhumane, violent tactics. We can only get to justice for all when truth is taught, embraced, and spoken.
It's funny how those talking. So now those talking points came out, and in those talking points, once she came out and made the statements that she made, that's when you saw the pivot from Roland Martin and all these people. They started to now take our talking points. But I want to take y'all back down memory lane for a minute. I want to take y'all. We got about 30 minutes. I want to take y'all down memory lane for a minute. I want to show you guys something. Let's look at the argument in 1980 on immigration between George Bush Sr. and Ronald Reagan. And I want to show you guys the hypocrisy.
Rather than making them or talking about putting up a fence, why don't we work out some recognition of our mutual problems make it possible for them to come here legally with a work permit. We're creating a whole society of really honorable, decent, family-loving people that are in violation of the law. And secondly, we're exacerbating relations with Mexico. If they're living here, I don't want to see a whole thing of 6- and 8-year-old kids being made, one.
Whoa, what the heck? Ah, man, what's going on? Oh, here we go. They back there jiggling wires. Wow. I don't know if y'all still can hear me. I don't know what's going on, man. Damn, I pulled up some stuff. I'm digging in the crates now. Make sure y'all can hear me. I don't know what just happened. Hold on for a second. There's something going on with the system. Make sure y'all can hear me. Yeah, it's well, that was a video that I pulled up. Okay, yeah. That was a video that I pulled up from 1980, and that's during the Republican nomination for president. And they're arguing about immigration, and they were pro-immigration, right? Damn, man, I don't know what happened, man. Hold on. Oh, let me see. Damn, everything's spinning. Ah, man, what just happened, man? The whole system is crashed and crashed out. Hold on for a second. Let me see. All right, hold on. All right, why is acting up? All right, hold on. I think we got it back. Let's see. I think we got it back.
Totally uneducated and made to feel that they're living with outside the law. And then while they're working and earning here, they pay taxes here. And when they want to go back, they can go back, and they can cross and open the border both ways by understanding their problems. I'd like to see something done about the illegal alien problem that would be so sensitive and so understanding about labor needs and human needs that problem wouldn't come up. The United States. Now,
you see, I'm showing this exercise because I'm showing you that they run the same playbook, right? And I'm gonna prove my point here before we get out of here.
States and our neighbors, particularly our neighbor to the south, should have a better understanding and a better relationship than we've ever had. And I think that we haven't been sensitive enough to our size and our power. These are good people, strong people.
Now all of a sudden, these Mexicans and these immigrants are good people, strong people. This is what the W man is saying. Because at that time, they needed that labor. They wanted that cheap labor, right? They wanted to undermine these unions. All this stuff was set in place, right? So let's look at it, right? Let's go over here, right? The Refugee Act of 1980, signed by President Jimmy Carter, and on March 17, 1980, fundamentally overhauled U.S. immigration law to create a systematic procedure for admitting refugees. It adopted the international definition of refugee, raised annual admission ceilings, and created the Office of Refugee Resettlement, and provided the first legal basis for asylum. This was in 1980 when they allowed damn near. Oh, let's see. Hold on. Damn, I thought I had it. Okay, hold on. Here we go. The Immigration Act of 1990, signed by President George W. Bush on November 20th, 1990, was a major bipartisan reform that overhauled the U.S. legal immigration system. It increased the total annual immigration to 675,000, boosted employment-based visas to 140,000, and established diversity visa lottery, right? At that, hold on, I'm trying to find where it said, oh man, I thought I had it on here. Hold on, where it said how many immigrants came in at that time. I think I got it on here, one of these on here. They brought in over 10 million. They brought in over 10 million immigrants into the country. Hold on. Let me do this first. Let me okay, here we go. I got it right here. Right? The 1990 saw a significant rise in immigrations with over 10 million total immigrants, legal and illegal, entering the United States during that decade. While the 1990 Immigration Act aimed to increase legal, high-skilled, and diverse immigration, the unauthorized population also grew significantly, rising approximately 3.5 million in 1980 to over 8 million by the 2000. So you had already had already had over 13 million people total entered the U.S. during the 1990s, right? So you already had these large influx of immigrants coming into the country, right? But then you had, hold on, because I'm just going briefly over this because I did live streams on this, so I'm not really getting into depth about this, but I want to show you that they already had these same arguments, same playbook, right? You got Bill Clinton in 1994.
For Americans, all Americans, not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens. In the budget I will present to you, we will try to do more to speed the deportation of illegal aliens who are arrested for crimes, to better identify illegal aliens in the workplace as
These are your Democrats that's so pro-immigration now, but this was your man's going against the Republicans at that time. They run this game, man, and everybody fall for it. And this is why I'm trying to tell y'all, don't fall for it. Don't fall for the stuff. Just get out the way, man. Get out the way. And make sure that you're not falling into all of the foolishness stuff that they give y'all, right? I'm trying to find this one thing. Let me play some more. That's why I look for this thing.
recommended by the commission headed by former Congresswoman Barbara Jordan. We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it.
So while they got y'all all hype, champion the Democrats with this immigration stuff. Hold on, let me see. I got it in here somewhere. Just wait a minute.
After we eat in restaurants.
What's going to happen here is that milk gets a lot higher, because I don't know if any of you have ever been in a dairy farm. It is god-awful work.
Have no immigration, then we would have no food on our plates. We would have nobody cleaning up in the hospitals.
And I have friends text.
By deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before.
If they've committed a crime, deport them. No questions asked. They're gone.
You are going to pay a significant fine.
And you have to pay a stiff fine because you came here illegally.
You are going to learn English.
And you have to try to learn English.
These are the same dumbass talking points they keep playing. Listen, as FBA, we're gonna do this because I got a couple more minutes before we get out of here, right?
And you have to wait in line.
You are going to go to the back of the line so that you don't get ahead of somebody who was in Mexico City applying legally.
All Americans in every place in this country are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country.
People who enter the United States without our permission are illegal aliens, and illegal aliens should not be treated the same as people who entered the U.S. legally.
I would, in fact, make sure that we immediately surge to the border.
He must be cognitively impaired.
We will try to do more to speed the deportation of illegal aliens who are arrested for crimes.
This is not going to be a free ride.
That's why our administration is.
So why all of a sudden is it a free ride now, Democrats? Huh? But we saw the Republicans at one point, like they all flip-flop. They all flip-flop. And guess what? While they flip-flopping, they know the story of the African American, because guess who communities they use when they do all the flip-flop? Our community. They use our community.
Aggressively to secure our borders more by hiring a record number of new border guards.
We're a nation that says if you want to flee and you're fleeing oppression, you should come.
You're a schmuck. Illegal immigration is wrong. And a primary goal of comprehensive immigration reform must be to dramatically curtail future illegal immigration.
By cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens.
Operational control of our borders through significant additional increases in infrastructure, technology, and border personnel must be achieved within a year of enactment.
We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years.
These are your Democrats saying this now. What I showed you when the Republicans were saying it. Now your Democrats are saying it.
American people are fundamentally pro-legal immigration and anti-illegal immigration. We will only pass comprehensive reform when we recognize this fundamental concept.
I apologize. And we must do more to stop it.
I think the American people, they appreciate and believe in immigration, but they can't have a situation where you just have 500,000 people pouring over the border without any kind of mechanism to control it.
You have to pay back taxes.
I haven't heard anybody in my party saying that illegal immigrants should get access to the health insurance marketplace.
I'm so glad you said that. Actually, I have some tape of your Democratic Party members saying this on the debate stage. So they've all said it. Let's play the clip.
A lot of you have been
talking tonight about these government health care plans that you proposed in one form or another. This is a show of hands question, and hold them up for a moment so people can see. Raise your hand if your government plan would provide coverage for undocumented immigrants.
Senator, that's literally every member of your party, from
See how they lie? You see how
moderate to more progressive, that have said that.
Congresswoman Robin Kelly, Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy, and Illinois Lieutenant Impeacher.
President. And there have been changes, and you've talked about some of them.
And undocumented.
That you said at 29.
Fight. We have to find a pathway for the over 11 million undocumented that are contributing to this city of Chicago, this state of Illinois, and to the United States.
There's a lot of people that look back at what you said at 2019 when you first ran for president. And there have been changes, and you've talked about some of them. When it comes to immigration, you supported allowing immigrants in the country illegally to apply for driver's license, to qualify for free tuition at universities, to be enrolled in free health care. Do you still support those things?
Listen, that was 5 years ago, and I'm very clear that I will follow the law. I have made that statement over and over again, and as Vice President of the United States, that's exactly what I've done, not to mention before.
Watch this.
If that's the case, you chose a running mate, Tim Walz, governor of Minnesota, who signed those very things into state law. So do you support that?
Watch her face, y'all.
We are very clear, and I am very clear, as is Tim Walz, that we must support and enforce federal law, and that is exactly what we will do.
So look, let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back.
Nearly 10,000 African Americans fought for the Patriot cause in the Revolutionary War. Did you know that? 10,000, and it's actually a number, even I've heard even higher than that, helping secure our independence in every generation since, from the Buffalo Soldiers to the Tuskegee Airmen. Black Americans have stepped forward to defend the flag and to defend our country like few others, really, like few others. And you've never really been given the recognition that you should get for that. You know that, Ben? They never, I don't think a lot of people have given the kind of recognition, but everyone knows all about the Tuskegee.
Let me say this. Let me say this to you. What's your name? Because we always get these people in here, right? Life after, hold on, where you at? Life After Flesh, or whatever your name is, right? You said, here you go. Now watch this, right? You're saying don't do something, not providing a solution. What's next? You know what's funny when these musty tethers come in here and say that? We are providing solutions, and there's solutions all over the internet. You know one thing though, with people like you, when y'all make the statements, the solutions that's been provided hasn't worked. We've been gentrified out of our communities. We don't have power. We're the Democratic Party has failed us, right? We're being overrun with immigration from all over the place. They're putting trans stuff inside the schools, right? Against our will. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Women they're forcing women to not it's just a whole bunch of stuff that's going on, right? We all know this stuff. But the thing is, when you say solutions, the solutions that's been brought to the table hasn't worked. But again, you guys come here into our spaces, and what you want to do is run interference in our spaces and talk to us like we're stupid, right? Right? What we have to do is come together and bring attention to what's not been working, and now hold people accountable and start. See, this is the problem with what the W man said. P.W. Walther said that the black people, we have the inability to think years in advance and project things. So when you make that statement, that's a statement of trauma of now. We have to be seed planters and plant the seeds now for tomorrow. So we have to start talking and start moving, revving the engines in different cities across America politically and start moving. It's not something that's just going to happen overnight. Only traumatized people think like that. And when you do that, you make irrational decisions that's designed for failure. They know that. They know this, right? So let's listen to just a little bit more of what he says, and then we're going to close out.
Airmen, they were great and amazing. The Buffalo Soldiers, do you know the Buffalo Soldiers? Good stuff, right? From jazz to the blues, that you do get recognition for. Jazz, the blues, from rock and roll to rap, black artists like Chuck Berry, Muddy Waters. How about Nicki Minaj? Do we love Nicki Minaj? Right? I love Nicki Minaj. She was here a couple of weeks ago. She's so beautiful. Her skin's so beautiful. I said, Nicki is so beautiful. Her nails are like that long. I said, Nicki, are they real? She said, she didn't want to get into that. But she was so beautiful and so great. And she gets it, more importantly, frankly, she gets it. But black leaders from Frederick Douglass to Martin Luther King, right? Little relative over here, have made our country freer, and really what they've really done is made life more just.
I love him. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about that racist stuff. And don't be looking at me on the news, hating on me because I'm standing up for somebody that deserves to be standing up for. Get off the man's back. Let him do his job. He's doing the right thing. Back up off of him. And Grandma said it.
Today we're here to honor the extraordinary contribution.
That ain't Grandmom. That was the crack era, Grandmom. But let me stop sharing because we got to get ready. I want to thank. Hold on. Let's do that. Thank you, Yaya Skids for the $20 super chat. I want to also thank. I want to thank Stephanie Coleman for the $50 cash app. Thank you. That's going right to the bus. I want to thank you. I want to thank Christina Hillard for the $5 cash app. I want to thank Joseph Reed for the $5 cash app. Cedric Peoples, thank you for the $10 cash app. Augusta Smith, thank you for the $20 cash app. And I want to show you guys when you guys donate every single time. When you guys donate, we're raising money. I'm going to have the flyers. I should have the flyers up in my next live stream. You guys, let's see. We're raising money. We're raising money for the bus for our DC trip, right? We're probably going to raise about for our trips this summer about $15,000. This is the bus. One of the buses that we get, 50 passenger bus. That's me, in the aisles on the bus. You can see some of the kids on the bus, right? To rent this bus is like $1,800, right? But we usually rent about 2. So when you guys, every time you guys donate for us to get the bus. I'll have the flyers up. I'll have the flyers up when we're down there. Normally when I'm down there, like I always show you guys, that's one of the trips to DC with me teaching with the kids, teaching FBA history. I always show. Here go one to get you guys. That's us right there. Breaking the history down. So whenever you guys donate, it goes straight to our foundation. And like I said, we'll have the flyers up. Hold on a second. Why everything like it just got blurry for some reason? We'll have the flyers up. I'll have them posted where you guys can donate. We're going to I look at it like this. This is the way I see it. I can go and beg the W, man. I'm going to show you guys something, right? I'm going to show you guys something so y'all can see what I'm saying before. I want y'all guys to see this, right? I want you guys to see this, right? And I don't have to beg because I earned it. I earned it. Hold on for a second. I'm going to show you. Let's see. I want y'all to see this. Oh God, yeah, good. Right? We earned this, right? This was a grant that we got. That's my son and my partner, Marvin Barrow. That's a grant that we got from the district attorney's office from going into the prisons to speak and working with the inner city youth. So we got that grant. And that's fair enough, right? But this is the thing. We should be able to make the money off of our community and our people. Because once they come and they start having budget cuts, they cut a lot of things that's for the community. So my thing is this, right? If I get 900 to 1,000 people every live stream, right? And let's just say once the live stream is over, I get about 20,000 viewers. But let's just say in 1 month, I have 800,000 viewers that view my channel every month, right? And let's just say after a year, I have over 9 to 10 million views on my channel. What we're looking for is 3,000 people to donate $3 or more. Out of the 9 million viewers that I might get, we're looking for 3,000 to 5,000 people to donate $3 to our foundation. And we're looking for that. Now they can donate more, but we're raising money for our own foundation through our people. And it's the thing. I could have one person come and give me a check for 10,000. I could have one person come and give me a check for 3,000. But if I had 3,000 people all give money of $3 to $5, we can take and we can do a whole bunch of stuff. I can do a whole bunch of stuff in the city and maybe into Baltimore and different places with these children, and we can begin to grow with the program that we got. It don't take a lot of money from everybody. It just takes a lot of people to donate just a little bit. That's all. And that's, these are the things that we're trying to set in place, right? These are the things that we're trying to set in place. So if I was able to get 3,000 people to donate $5, right, we'll make the $15,000 that we need. Now, you can donate more if you want to, but this is the way that we're doing it. But you got to look at it from the way I'm projecting it. The way I project it is I will get by the end of the year, I'll get 9 million people that viewed my channel. We only need about 3,000 to donate for us to reach our quota for what we want to do. Of course, we like to make more, right? So when I show you guys the stuff that we're doing and the stuff that, hold on a second, the stuff that we're doing, the stuff that we're trying to get, oh man, why did it go off of it? Whenever I start talking about, I notice one thing. That's me with the here in Philadelphia with the police chief at an event that we had. Whenever, this is an old picture of an old trip that we did. We were at the museum here in Philly. We got the police department, some military guys. Everybody showed up. That was an old picture. So we're doing the work. We're doing the work. This is us. Hold on. Where Q Butter at? I'll show you guys before we get out of here. Hold on. Where you at? I got them in here somewhere. This is some of the families. This was our annual skating party that we have every year. This is some of the families that show up. From the community. So what we're doing, we're just looking to we're looking to get into the community and get people to, and like I said, people, they can give more, but we're looking at it once we set this thing out and we set out all the goals, we're going to look for a bunch of people to donate all at the same time, and we'll reach our quota, man. But that's all. That's what we're trying to do. Hold on a second. I'm surprised. Oh, you know what? I got the pictures in here. I want y'all to see this real quick before we get out of here. I got it right here. I thought I had it right there. Man, it's funny when you're looking for stuff, when you're looking for it, it don't come up. Oh, wait a minute, here it go. Y'all know Q Butter, Ziax Institute. That's my partner Marvin. That's us up in Brooklyn with Ziax Institute. Ziax Institute. We got that's at his school. Some of the students that we had. Went up from Philly up to Brooklyn, up to his school. So when people say what are people doing? Man, listen, we've been collabing with brothers offline from other cities that we met online. And we've been as brothers out here that's really been putting in work, really been doing work, right? That's at Ziax Institute in Brooklyn, at Q Butter School. So people been putting in the work. So don't think that people not doing nothing, right? That's false. That's not true. It's people out here, and that was an older thing. So I'm gonna show you as something newer that we did with those brothers. Hold on, real quick before we go, because people be getting the game messed up, man. And I know a lot of people leave out when I show this. So, and that's cool because this right here is for the hardcore people that's really serious about doing things in the community. And we really serious about doing things in the community. And the people I'm talking to is who I'm supposed to be talking to. I'm supposed to be talking to the people of my community. I'm not supposed to be talking to the W man all the time. I'm supposed to be talking to my community about things that we want to get done, because we want to get to Baltimore. We want to get this program into DC. We want to get into different places. We want to be able to get into different places on the East Coast corridor and begin to grow this urban nerds thing and this urban nerds mentality, right? Oh man, why I can't pull it up? I don't know. It's funny how when you're looking for pictures, when you're looking for certain pictures, you can't get them while you're doing it. But let me get ready to get out of here. I got to get out of here. I got to go pick up my son. But I want to thank y'all for tuning into this live stream, man. I think we had got another cash app. Let me acknowledge that. Let me acknowledge that cash app. We got two more cash apps. I want to thank Hope McCoy for the $20 and TL White for the $12. All right, so remember, I love my people more than they hate themselves, and I pray to the universal creator most high that these words are enough to inspire you. These words are enough to make you look at yourself in the mirror and make change. These words are enough to make you look at your children and know you have to make change. I hope that when you came here for information, and when you leave here greater than what you was before you came. You share this information on all the social media mechanisms that we use to get the message across. It's time that we have the conversation, right? All right. And we're no longer going for the bull crap, right? When you guys come here, I studied the internet. We got Tariq Nasheed, we got Black Alpha, we got Afro Elite, we got all Professor Black Truth, we got Great Black Shark channel, we got a whole bunch of channels. And what I try to do when you guys come into the classroom, I try to take you to the historical narrative, right? So that way I'm not giving you what everybody else is giving you. Right, so everybody got their lane, and I rock and support and make sure you supporting all those channels. Rock and support everybody, but I try to get a lane of my own and come with the historical narrative and give you an intellectual breakdown on how we should be moving. All right, so remember, FBA stand up. We're not falling for it no more. We no longer responding to that which we are not. Foundational Black Americans, urban nerds in the house. We bringing Black intelligence back to our communities. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time, peace.